Hello everybody, welcome back to another video and welcome back to another round of TBR mini Star Hop in 48 hours. I feel like you're probably going to see a lot of readathons back to back because I haven't been editing as well as I should, but I have not been playing them as back to back as they may appear. However, we are back to mini Star Hop. I feel like this game is just a comfort game at this point. I absolutely love playing it. I'm always excited to jump back into it. And I'm really looking forward to this round. I actually kind of hope the game is mean. This is the first weekend of the month of September. I have a decent sized TBR. It's not terrible, but it has several books on there and I'd like to get through quite a few of them this weekend. I have some shorter books. I have some really long books. So we have a good variety and I'm just really looking forward to this weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm kind of planning to just stay up all night and read and just enjoy my time with reading because after this, I'm going to be focusing so much on school for the next pretty much 2 months. So this is my weekend. I need this weekend. I'm going to hang out with my patrons. We're going to have fun. We're going to read. It's going to be a good time. So I actually don't really mind how the game treats me. It can be as mean as it wants and I'm going to be good with it. Here we go with the first roll. A 6 gets us the black hole, as we all know at this point. But again, I'm not really mad about it if it happens this game. We'll see though. A 3. Okay, actually really, really nice. Sure, the time I want, I don't mind it being mean, it's nice. Of course, of course. Okay, we got a star, which is theoretically the easiest prompts. You never know what it's gonna do though. Every once in a while it'll give me one that I'm just like, okay, that is really difficult for the books that I have as options. But I mean, we got a 3. It's a pretty mid number. I'm not mad about this beginning. Let's see what the prompt wheel gives us. Yeah, I think any of them would be fine, honestly. I am feeling pretty good about all of the prompts. I have some, these are pretty easy. I have books that should fit all of them, so let's just see what we get. Ah, that new sound is still bugging me. Seriously? Okay, of course it's going to be extra nice to me when I don't need it to be, but I'm taking it. I'm happy with this. I'll bring my options. Okay, I have returned with some choices, and while I was choosing, I was reminded once again how few of the books that are on my TBR for this month I actually own. So I have a couple that I do own. I have A Pirate's Life for Tea by Rebecca Thorne. This is the sequel to Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. This would be a pretty reasonable start, right? Like, it's not too long, but it's still a solid length book. I'll probably finish it around like 11-ish time-wise. I don't really know exactly how long it would take me, but it would be reasonable, right? I could get another roll in definitely before I go to bed. Like, I could do this. Then I have A Drop of Corruption, which I am so excited to read. I know I barely started it so that I could win my TBR for last month, but I did just barely start it, right? Like I did not finish this book and I am really excited for it. Plus I'm still awake at this point, so it'd be a good time to read it. I also have Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. This is one of the buddy reads for my patrons this month. We had a tie. So this one would be a really fun short choice. I only own the, oh wait, no, I just got the special edition of this one. So I actually do have a physical copy. Okay, well, here's the picture because I forgot to grab the physical copy, but this would be a good choice as well. I think it's a fairly quick read, kind of along the same lines of A Sorceress Comes to Call, and I really love her writing, so this would be a good choice as well. And then I also have Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella between Powerless and Reckless in her YA romantasy series. This is a novella, so it would be a fast read, and I was told that this is better than the full-length books in the series, which I think I would love that, right? Because I didn't love Reckless. Powerless was fun. Reckless I didn't like. So I'm giving Powerful a try. And this would be shorter. And the plus side is I'd be able to do my next roll while I'm still on my sprints. So I talked it over with my patrons and we decided that I need to be smart and not start off with a super long book. So this one is being removed from the options. And really it came down between this one and Powerful, and we decided to go with Powerful because of course we want to do the next roll on the sprint. So Powerful it is. Gosh, sorry. I don't know, losing my voice a little bit. It's fine. I had clinicals today, so I was talking a lot with patients. But yes, we're going to start with Powerful. This will be a fast read. I'll just listen to the audiobook because I don't own it physically, and then I'll be able to do another sprint relatively soon. So yeah, we're starting off here, and this is going to be a good start to the readathon. I think I'm setting myself up for success. Okay, so I have officially finished Powerful by Lauren Roberts. It is about 7:45, so a little bit before 8 o'clock. This is kind of about when I expected to finish. I did expect to finish a little bit sooner than this, but like in this general vicinity time, you know, and I struggled a bit with this one. I will say I liked the story. I really liked getting the backstory on this character. I enjoyed the kind of like deep emotionalness of this really short book. I liked the overall premise of it, and I kind of enjoyed how it was done in the novella format. It was very quick, but very hard-hitting at the same time. However, I do not like the cringe. I feel like this is something that I notice a lot in fantasy romance books in particular. I struggle a bit with the very over-the-top, tons of metaphors, very angsty, a little bit, it gives me cringe. I struggle with it a lot, and it's very, very common in romantasy books, but in particular, I feel like YA romantasy does it a lot, but this is just a little too much, right? It's just a little too over the top for me, and I just can't enjoy that. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know how to describe it really, but I just am sad about that because I actually really did like the story of this one quite a bit, and I thought it was a fun time, but I just can't do it. I am a very awkward person in general, and just those overly cringe things, like I can't. It's me. Like, I know it's me because I know people really enjoy this because it's very, very common in romantasy. So clearly this is something people enjoy. I can't for me, but I did finish it, and we are on to the next role, which I'm excited for. I'm okay with really anything that we get on this next one. I'm just enjoying the ride this game. Okay, here we go. So 1, 2, 3. A 3 would send us back to the beginning. I'm not really mad if we go back to the beginning, honestly. If we got a really long book, it might make it rough, but I want some challenge in this one, so I'm okay with it. But anything bigger than a 3, and we're past that first black hole, so we'll see. A 1. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of the 1. Actually, why do I care? I'm fine with anything. It's fine. Let's go see what we get. It's also a sun, though, which can give us some pretty hard prompts. I don't know why I was like kind of disappointed to get a 1. It was weird that I would have almost preferred a black hole to a 1, which makes no sense. But here we are. I'm looking at the prompts, and honestly, I kind of want to get higher or lower just because I think it's really fun to play. I have a good time with it. It's mostly for my fun. The spinner from the TBR I don't necessarily want, and I don't really know why it's an option. That seems like a weird thing for me to put on there, and I might change that at some point. A book over 500 pages, I wouldn't be too mad about. I could make that work. Continuation, definitely can do that. Saving for last would be a little rough, I think, at this point, but we'll see how we do. Okay, here we go. We're spinning. You have got to be kidding me! How? This is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. How is this happening? This is crazy. This is such a crazy game. Okay, I'll be back with some options. Okay, so I am back with options, and my first option you've already seen. It's A Pirate's Life for Tea. This one I think would be just a nice, cozy, easy one to read right now. It's getting a little bit later. I probably won't finish till around 2 in the morning, and I don't think this one will take a lot of brain power, so this could be a good pick. It's still like a normal sized book, but it's not a chunker, right? I'm not putting on giant fantasy. I also brought, again, Hemlock and Silver, but this time I remembered to grab the book. This is the Owl Crate edition, and isn't it so pretty? Look at those edges. They are so cool. I won't spend like all the time showing you all the beautifulness that is this book, but I really like it. And I think that this would be a good pick as well. I feel like T. Kingfisher's writing really pulls me in, gets me invested. I think this is kind of a cozy horror Snow White retelling, which sounds really intriguing. It is still like a decent length book, right? It's over 350 pages. It's between 350 and 400. So it would still be like a read, but I could definitely finish it tonight and do another roll. I'm planning to stay up pretty late, so I probably could do like 2 more rolls, but this would be a good choice as well. And then I also have Paladin's Grace, also by T. Kingfisher. So for my Patreon buddy read for the month, Hemlock and Silver and Paladin's Grace are tied. I know I put 2 T. Kingfishers as options. I've addressed this already, but they're actually tied. So I'm going to do both of them. And this one is a romantasy, and I've never read a romantasy by T. Kingfisher, so I think that this would be a really fun one to try out. I've heard great things about it, and I think it's around this length. Like all of these books I think are around the same length, so it would also be a pretty good choice. Get another roll in, be moving along on the board, kind of know more where I'm at, whether I hit that black hole or not. So yeah, these are the ones that I have, and Paladin's Grace. And I'm gonna go with A Pirate's Life for T on this one. I think I'm going with it a lot because I'm already familiar with this world, so it'll be really easy to just kind of binge through it, go quickly. I think this will be a really fast read, and it won't really take too much brain power, and I can jump into the next one relatively quickly. I don't know, like this is just the one I'm reading. Plus my patrons helped me out, said this is the one I should go with. So this is the one that I am choosing. I hope I like it. Again, I'm not a huge pirate theme like fan, but I did really like the first book. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy this one. Okay, so it is 2:30 in the morning. It took me a little bit longer than it probably should have, but I have finished Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, and A Pirate's Life for Tea. Wow, it's definitely 2:30 in the morning. I didn't love this one. I actually found it quite boring. I couldn't really get into it. I just wasn't invested in this one at all, and it didn't seem to have the same kind of cozy vibes that the first one had. The first one just had a better story to it as well. This one, I just didn't really care. I wasn't really invested in the characters. They had this kind of like plot going on that they were trying to uncover and figure things out. And I did like the tie-in to like one of the problems that happened in the first one, because that was one that I was invested in. And I did like how that was kind of addressed in this one. Gosh, I don't want to give spoilers, but I just didn't really like the story. I was kind of bored with some of the side characters. It just overall was not really that exciting, which is unfortunate because I did stay up till 2:30 in the morning reading it. Maybe that's why it took me so long to get through it. I don't know, but this just was not my favorite. I don't know if we'll continue on with this series because I didn't really care about this one at all. I think that the first one, maybe I'll just leave as like standing on its own. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but this one just was not as exciting. And I didn't find the humor as well done in this one. I didn't find the cozy as well done in this one. Just overall, it didn't hit for me. So that's unfortunate, but we are now going to jump into the next roll. And again, I don't really care too much what we get. I kind of am at the point where if we end up having to read Words of Radiance, I might fail, but I don't know how mad I would be. I do still want to win. Just kidding. I do still want to win, but it can give me some challenges. We'll see. Okay, a 2 would obviously land us on the black hole, but other than that, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other than that, we are safe. A 3, okay, I'm not mad about it. We get another star, which tends to be an easier prompt, and we're past the first black hole, so we're kind of moving slowly along, but it's going well. Okay, so we are moving along slowly but surely. I feel like this game is playing almost like my big TBR game did this month, where I'm not moving quickly, but it's still going well. Wow, I think this I think the camera's really crooked. Better? Better. Okay, so I'm not mad about it. We're still going forward, but we're on the third book, and we're just barely past the first black hole. It's okay. I really don't mind. I want to read a lot of books this weekend, so let's spin. Is there anything now at this point I don't want? I don't think so. I think still anything should be okay, I think. Okay, we're ready. Let's spin. No. What? Okay. 5-star prediction. I can do that. I think that's definitely okay. I can do this. I will go get some options. I think I have several. So every option I brought back, I have already shown you, so it'll be quick to chat about them. I brought Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. I think that this one definitely could be a 5-star for me. One of my patrons read it and said it was her favorite T. Kingfisher ever. Absolutely loved it. So high hopes for this one. A Drop of Corruption. Honestly, most things by Robert Jackson Bennett that I have read have been 5 stars so far. I think there's only been one book of his that was a 4-star. So this one, very high hopes, plus the first book in the series was a 5-star for me. And also Paladin's Grace. I think that this has the potential to be a 5-star romantasy for me. Rarely are romantasies 5-star, but sometimes it happens. And I love T. Kingfisher's writing, so I think this one definitely has the potential for that. So those are my options. Now I am past the first black hole, but we are moving quite slowly this game. So I want to kind of challenge myself, which is why I have all full-length books on here. But I want to play smart still, which is why I didn't grab something like Words of Radiance, which I know is a 5-star because I've already read it. I still think I'm a little nervous putting this one on here. I think this might be pushing it a little bit, so I think this one still is going to wait. So it's between the two T. Kingfishers. Oh, this is so hard. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Hemlock and Silver. This is one that I've really been looking forward to reading. I just think that the premise sounds like something I'm going to absolutely love. And I do think that this one has a better chance of being a 5-star read than Paladin's Grace does. I just think it does. The premise, the cozy horror, fairy tale retelling, I think that this is going to be a 5-star. So this is my choice. I'm going with Hemlock and Silver, and I don't know if I'm going to finish it before I go to bed. I think I might actually allow myself a little bit of sleep. I'm not super tired right now, but I do have a Pilates class in the morning, so I might need to get a little bit of rest, or I might actually die. I might still die. It's already almost 3 in the morning. So, you know what? I just might as well accept that this is going to be a rough class, and I'm going to stay up and read a little bit. We'll see how far I get. Okay, it is now almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have finished Hemlock and Silver. This took me quite a while. I did end up going to sleep a little bit last night, so yeah, I got maybe 4 hours of sleep, maybe 5. I don't know. It was somewhere around there. But I also went to Pilates this morning. I forgot to cancel my class, and I didn't want to be charged the no-show fee. So it took me a little bit longer than I would have liked to finish this one. I am now closing in on 24 hours of the readathon, but I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was so good. I loved the twist that they took on the Snow White retelling. It is like Snow White, but not completely, right? It's very different. It's a very unique take on it. And in this book, we have a woman who is very skilled at poisons, and she is recruited by the king to try to heal his daughter, who he believes is being poisoned. And the twist that happened in this book, I did not see coming. I was trying to kind of figure out what might be going on, and I did guess what was a significant factor in it, but did not know how it was going to go from there. I did not expect that, and it was really fun and really interesting. I think that this was really well written. I loved the cat character, absolutely the best character in this book. loved him so much. He's definitely my favorite. But overall, it was just a really fun time. It was intriguing. The mystery was really engaging, and I enjoyed pretty much all of the characters. I think they were well developed for such a short book, and I was invested. I don't know, like, this was just a really engaging read. I wanted to keep reading. I wanted to stay in the book. And even when I was doing sprints with my patrons, I didn't want to leave the book to go on the sprint sometimes, which is like a good thing, right? That shows that this book has my attention, and I want to know what happens next. So this was a great pick. I'm really happy that I chose this one. And now let us jump into the next rule. I don't know what I want to happen at this point. I feel like once we're coming up on 24 hours, I stop being okay with hitting the black hole as much, and I start wanting to, maybe have 2 or 3 more books to finish it out. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not too fussed about it. I do want to win, but I'm not like too worried if we do hit the black hole. Unless we get Words of Radiance, because then obviously I'm going to lose. That's just what's gonna happen. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 would get us the black hole. But if we get a 5 or a 6, we're past it. I kind of don't want the black hole at this point. I feel like we're a little ways into the readathon, but I'm not gonna be super mad if it happens. It'll be fine. And it's a 4. Great. And we are back at the beginning, of course. It's fine. Let's just hope that the spinning wheel is nice. Okay, well, that was unfortunate. We are now back at the beginning. I'm looking at my wheel, and there are a couple books on here that would be really unfortunate to spin. Like Words of Radiance, I'd lose, right? That would be the end of the game. A Day of Fallen Night. That one I could maybe pull off. Maybe. No guarantees. But then I'd have to keep going throughout the game. So that might be a lose too. But on the plus side, I've already read a few of the books. And if I land on a book that I've already read, it's a free pick, right? My patrons are telling me it's free pick, and I trust their judgment. So we're going to say if I land on a book I've already read, it's a free pick, which I love and I need. So, okay. Please send me all the good vibes that we do not land on Words of Radiance. A Day of Fallen Night I could live with. I would rather not, but we cannot land on Words of Radiance. I am so nervous right now. Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, whew, wow. My heart is beating so fast right now. It's okay, it's fine. This is great. So I don't actually own Paladin's Grace. I'll probably get the book, get it from my library, but I'm really excited for this one. This is a romantasy by T. Kingfisher. It's been an option a couple times already, but this is shorter. I can get through this one relatively quickly. This is not the worst. I could still win, maybe. Depending on how nice the rolls are moving forward, this might not be the end of the game. Okay, it's now about 5:30 and I have finished Paladin's Grace. This was fun. This was a really enjoyable read. I liked this romantasy. I felt like it had a lot of plot to it as well, not just the romantic relationship, which is something that I think is sometimes lacks in romantasy books. This one follows a paladin whose god is gone and a perfumer who is trying to make her way after having a really rough start in life. There's mystery, there's a lot of different political things going on, which I didn't expect it to be quite so political, but I really enjoyed it a lot. I think T. Kingfisher did that very well without making it too overly complicated. I liked the relationship. Their banter was really fun. I think both of them were really enjoyable characters to follow. They were really just easy to love, easy to root for characters, and I liked how they complemented each other. It was just overall a really good time. The mystery was so intriguing. I'm very interested to see like where we go from there. I think I guessed what was happening, but they didn't really explain everything at the end of the book, right? Because this is a series. So I will be continuing on with the series because I want to know what is going on with like one of the major like mysteries that was happening in the story. So yeah, this was a good time. I'm so glad this was the one that the black hole gave us because it could have been a lot worse. And let's go ahead and jump into the next roll. And if we hit the black hole again, this is probably me losing the game. But if not, maybe we can get through this. We have about 24 hours left and we finished the game in 24 hours before. Okay, so I got a comment on one of my last TBRs saying that these dice were really hard to see the number on, which fair. So I got some new ones. I think these ones will be easier to see it on, and that way y'all can see it better. But wow, they're so light compared to the other one. Okay, obviously if we get a 6, that is probably me losing the game, but anything else, we might have a shot. Okay, that's it. Back to the beginning. Wow, this game is really being mean to me. Okay, so we landed on the second black hole in a row. Love that. Now we are going to spin the wheel, and we really want anything besides Words of Radiance. I mean, I don't necessarily want A Day of Fallen Night either, but that one I might still have a chance at winning the game. With Words of Radiance, that's it. Like, I'm done. There's no chance, I don't think. Honestly, I'm definitely going to use what my patron said and have it be a free pick if I land on one that I have already done, though. So, anything but Words of Radiance. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, wow. This is actually the nicest the wheel could have been to me. Keeper of the Lost Cities. So this is a middle grade, so it'll be faster to get through. It's like a 9.5 book, which I don't understand why she keeps doing this. She writes these books that are actual books. They're not like half short books in between. I don't get it. Anyway, it's a middle grade. It is shorter than the other books, but it's still like a regular length book. But this is the nicest it could have been. Like, honestly, the wheel has been so nice. It's picked both of the shorter options that I have not read yet for my black holes, which is kind of crazy and really, really lucky. Honestly, it's like the board and the dice is being mean to me, but the wheel is being nice to me. It's given me free picks, 5-star prediction, and the 2 short books left on my TBR. So at least the wheel is on my side. We could come back from this. We could. It would be really hard, but it's a possibility. This is it. We're going. It could still happen. Okay, I have officially finished Unraveled, the book 9.5 in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. This is pretty much what I expected it to be. It was some background information from a different character's POV. Now, I will say I actually quite enjoyed it. I like reading from Keith's POV. I think he's an interesting character, and I think that he's really fun. What we got in this one was a lot of depth from him, I felt. I will say the like mushiness parts where he's just like a little obsessive is a little cringe. And I have to remind myself that at this point he's like 15, 16 years old, not like 13 when we first met these characters, because otherwise it just feels weird. Overall, it was interesting. I think kind of the background information that we got was interesting to learn about, and it's something that we wouldn't have gotten in the other books necessarily, and it's very valid reasoning. I do think it's funny though that the author put at the beginning of this book, be like, hey, some of you may be wondering, why is this book 9.5 instead of book 10, because it's a regular length book. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, literally. But she's like, well, I don't want it to be from Sophie's perspective because all the books are from her perspective. So it can't be like a regular book in the series. And like, we have to have this from Keith's perspective because otherwise we wouldn't get it. I couldn't fit it into the books otherwise. Yada. Anyways, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. It is what it is. The next book in the series should be the final book. So I'm interested to see where it ends. And yeah, this was a decent time. I enjoyed it. I really do think that it's interesting to read from Keith's perspective, and I kind of prefer it over Sophie's. But here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the next roll. We're at the beginning. I really still feel like there's a chance I could win. But if we hit the black hole again, it's probably no longer a chance. I don't know. We could read another 4 books today. It could happen. I'd have to be strategic about the books that I pick, but we could make it to the end and win this. I still think I can do it. Oh, it is almost 10 o'clock, by the way. Okay, here we go with another roll. Oh man, I mean, dude, I don't even know what to think right now. Okay. A 4, that's doable. That's not bad. Okay. We got this. We are on a sun though. That's a little bit dangerous. I think we'll be okay though. We can do this. Okay, so we got a 4, which is a good number, right? That's on the higher end of the numbers we can roll. But we did land on a sun, which is a dangerous place to be because for those of you who are a little bit newer here or don't remember, the sun wheel has the prompt of a book over 500 pages, which we do not want right now. That might end our run. Actually, you know what? We could probably make it work. I don't want to though. I would prefer to just be able to pick a shorter book, but we'll see how that goes. You know, I actually really love getting higher or lower. I think it's such a fun game to play, so I would not be sad if we got that one. Saving for last, I don't really want, because that is like the one that I would have saved for last if we would have got there and it was my challenge book, and that would also be kind of like over 500 pages. Honestly, maybe it'll give us another free pick. I would not be sad about that. Yes! I feel like I manifested this. Okay, free pick. Honestly, the wheels, they have been so nice. Okay, I'm gonna come back with options, but I am loving the wheels this game. Thank you. Okay, I am back with some options, and we are no longer pulling from my monthly TBR because the only books left on there at this point, which is kind of crazy, are Words of Radiance and A Day of Fallen Night. So obviously, I will not be picking those voluntarily. So I brought a few options with me. I have a Heart Song Back to the Highlands by Maeve Grayson. This is the book that my niece sent to me for our monthly book exchange thing that I'm doing with her and my sister. I have no idea what this book is about, but it is short, right? So that is one of the main reasons I put this one on the list. I think it'd be a fast read. It says a McKay clan legend, so I'm thinking maybe this is a Norse inspired fantasy, which sounds fun. I also grabbed A Spell for Chameleon by Pierce Anthony. I have heard so many people say that they like this book. I had never heard of it before my sister sent it to me for our book exchange, the monthly thing that we do. But so many people have commented when I've talked about it in my videos and said that they really love this book and it's so much fun. My sister says that it's really funny and just a lighthearted, fun book. So that sounds like a good time. It's not too long, but it's a little bit longer than the other options, so I don't know. And then I grabbed Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians by Brandon Sanderson. This one is his middle grade series. He's written a couple middle grade things, but this is his completed middle grade series that he has. And in this one, we have a young boy who has some magical abilities, and librarians are the bad guys in this story. I have heard that it's really funny and really cute. Plus, it's a middle grade and short, so it would be a quick read. So, these are my 3 options. I think they're all good, but I'm gonna, as I was talking about them, I think this is just a little too long to put on. So it's mainly between these two for the books that I'm gonna choose between. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I think it'll be faster. This is a middle grade. I think it'll be a really quick read, and I'm hoping that it'll be just like a fun, easy time, right? So I can get through it quickly, get to the next roll, because like I said, it's around 10 p.m. and this is gonna take me at least 2 hours to read, I would assume. So it's gonna be like midnight by the time I'm doing my next roll, and I need to get to it. So I think I'm gonna go with this one because I think it'll be my fastest, plus I think it'll be fun. Okay, so it is about 12:30 a.m. and I have finished Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians by Brandon Sanderson. This was actually so cute. I loved this book. It had so many cute references, so many funny, clever references that I'm like, okay, the middle grade readers are not getting so many of these witty jokes that he was doing, and I just found it super entertaining. I mean, he referenced classic literature like The Count of Monte Cristo and To Kill a Mockingbird and stuff. He referenced like philosophical questions like, if a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it, like, does it make a sound type thing? And it was just really fun. I think it was an interesting take on magical powers as well, because in this book, the characters have gifts or powers that in general you would think of as a negative, right? Like they're clumsy, or they break things, or they're late, or they trip, whatever it is, right? But in these books, they're a strength. They're like, wow, that is such a cool gift. You are always late. That's awesome. And then it kind of shows how they use those gifts to their advantage in really unique ways that I wouldn't have thought of. And that just shows how clever Brandon Sanderson is with his magic and the way that he writes it. I liked our main character. I liked the way that Brandon Sanderson was writing it as if he was talking as the author, and just the little hints he was dropping, the foreshadowing, it was really entertaining. I loved the foreshadowing at the beginning and how it came in at the end. That was so fun. Overall, this was just a really good time. I loved it. This is a great middle grade book, and yeah, I'm glad I picked this one. I enjoyed my time with it. But now we're going to jump into the next roll. I'm actually feeling still fairly awake. It might have to do with the amount of caffeine that I have consumed, but I'm okay with that. I am going to continue to consume the caffeine because I want to win. I'm determined. I'm looking at the board. I can do this. Like, I can win this game. So we're going to jump into the next roll, and fingers crossed we just don't hit a black hole. Like, let's just not do that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. We do not want a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, anything but a 2, because we can't hit the second black hole. So anything but a 2, and I'm gonna be pretty happy and okay with it. A 5. Woo woo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Okay. Wow, we are on another sun though, and the sun has the hardest prompts. Why does it keep doing this to me? You know, I just don't think our luck's gonna hold and give us another free pick. But we'll see. Okay, yay that we got a big number. I'm happy about that. That is great. Sad that we are on another sun because the sun prompts scare me. I am really nervous about them. Maybe it'll give us free pick 3 times in a row. It could happen. Higher or lower? I actually kind of forgot about that one for a second, but this is good. I actually love doing this one. This one is really fun. I am not mad about this. This is a good pick. I'm good with it. Okay. Now I got to decide which books are going to be against, like, facing off. Okay, so for my picks for higher or lower, the way it works is I pick the book I want to read the most, and then another book that, like, I would rather not read at this point. So the book I want to read would be the next book in the Alcatraz series, book 2. I I had such a good time with the first one. I would love to jump into the second one. Plus, it's middle grade and short, so that would be a great pick. And then the one that I want to not read so much is not actually Reckless. It's Fearless, and that is the one that's the next book in the series. So the one after Reckless. I have the audiobook from my library, so I could read that, but it is significantly longer. So it would be a challenge, which is why it's the one I don't want to read as much. But I don't own a physical copy. I'm just going to get it from my library on Libby. So this one's standing in for it. Whew, okay. So those of you who don't know, I put out 5 cards. And then I have to flip one over and then guess whether the next one is going to be higher or lower. And if I get it correct all the way to the end, I get to read the book I want. If I don't, then I have to read the book that I would rather not pick. So pressure is on, especially at like 12:30 in the morning when my brain isn't functioning as well. It's fine. Okay, first card is an 8. Wow, that is unfortunately right in the middle pretty much. That is such a hard one. Oh, seriously. Why are you doing this to me? It is so in the middle. Okay, I think I'm gonna go higher on this one. I'm just shooting in the dark. Like, this is just a guess. There's no strategy here. We're going higher. I can't wait. Gotta flip. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So there is a king, which is the highest card because an ace is both highest and lowest. So obviously I'm saying lower because I know that the next card is lower. A 9. Why? That's just as bad as the 8. Okay, maybe not. 8 might be worse, but it's still really stressful. After I have not slept for days, I'm really tired. You know what? It's fine. Okay, it's fine. We are going to go lower on this one. We went higher on the last one. We're going lower on this one. I am so nervous. I don't think you understand. I am so nervous on this one. Okay. No! Oh! Yes! Yes! It's an ace, which is both highest and lowest, so it doesn't matter what this next one is. I won. Yeah, I get to read Alcatraz. I am so happy. Whew, my heart is beating so fast. But I won, so I'm reading this one. It is now about 6 in the morning, and I have finished Alcatraz and the Evil Librarian's book, To the Scrivener's Bones. This was fun. This had a very similar vibe feel as the first one. Of course, it's in the same series. I love that Brandon Sanderson name dropped himself multiple times in this book. It was really funny. And I also love that he name dropped Garth Nix as well. That was awesome. Who also is a big middle grade writer, author. I can talk. I'm usually not a really young boy humor type thing, but the nuts jokes in here were actually really funny because you kind of had to pay attention to pick up on them. So that was pretty fun. I just liked the humor in here, the little things that were dropped, the little funny, witty it was just very well done. The story, again, was cute. I liked it. I like the characters. I like the world. I think that it's really unique and different. And this was a good time. It was a great continuation of the series. And I am now on to my next roll. We are going to really, really, really hope that we do not get a black hole. I don't know how it will go. If I do, I think that will be the end of this game, and I will admit defeat. If we get past the black hole on this one, I'm feeling good. I can make this work as long as we don't get a book over 500 pages. Even if we do, I can probably still make it work. And we don't have another sun, so we can't get that. Okay, we're in a great spot. As long as we can get past that black hole, I think we can still win this game. Okay, here we go with our next roll. Obviously, we don't want a 2. Can we get to the end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could technically get to the end if we got a 6, and I do not think I'd be mad about that. It's a 5. That's okay. I am happy about it. At least now we know that with the next one, we'll be at the end. Wow, I could have used the big numbers earlier in the game. It would have been lovely, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We made it past. We made it past the black hole. This is crazy. We're gonna win. It honestly doesn't really matter what prompt I get. I can make it work. I may not get any sleep, but I can definitely win at this point. Wow. This has been a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but this is the first moon prompt we've gotten. I am not really too fussed what prompt we get. I kind of have some that I would prefer over others, but I'm pretty much okay with anything at this point. I will make it work. Perfect. Fantasy. This is such a straightforward prompt. Everything I have read, I think, has been fantasy. So this will be very easy. I will come back with my options. Okay, so I have a few options here. First, I have the third book in the Alcatraz and the Evil Librarian series, even though Alcatraz, the author of this, specifically says this is not fantasy. This is a fantasy book. I have The Princess and the Goblin by George MacDonald. I still need to read this one. It's also really short, so it would be an easy one to get to. This is a good option. Downside, I don't have an audiobook that I know of, and my brain is a little bit mush right now. And the final option is Shadows or Silence in the Forests of Hell. This is a short story within the Cosmere or Arcanum Unbounded collection within the Cosmere. And this one was Patreon buddy read for the month of August. I didn't get to it yet, but it is really short and easy, so this would be a good option as well. And, maybe I could get a little bit of sleep after I finish this. That would be a plus. So, yeah, these are my options. I think they're all good options, honestly. Ooh, what am I leaning towards? I think I'm going to go with Shadows for Silence in the Forests of Hell. I really do want to reread this one. It's been a long time and I've only read it once, and I am intrigued to see if I pick up on any kind of connections in this one, if there are any there. I remember it being really interesting and really enjoying it the first time that I read it, but I don't really remember if there were any noticeable Cosmere connections. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one. I think this is going to be a fun choice. So this is one I picked. It's going to be fairly short, so I will get a little bit of sleep in, which will be good. And then I'll be back for my final roll, because that's what it is. It's going to be the final roll no matter what. Whew. Can't believe we came back on this one. This was an intense game. Okay, so it's now 8 in the morning, and I have finished Shadows for Silence in the Forests of Hell. I really enjoyed this story. I feel like it has a different feel than a lot of Brandon Sanderson's other works. I think on a lot of them, he writes the very typical hero character. He likes to have his characters be like very good, very noble. And in this one, the main characters are really very much survivalists, right? They'll do what they gotta do to survive. And while they're not like bad people, right? We're not following a villain in this by any means. Like, they still have a little bit of the gray area. Whereas a lot of his characters, I think, have more like internal moral struggles than these characters do. I like the world. I'm intrigued to see if we get more from this world in the rest of the Cosmere. I didn't pick up really on any Cosmere connections though. And part of that may be because I think that this story was written for an anthology with other authors, and it wasn't written as like a Cosmere short story for like his Cosmere books. I don't know if that makes sense, but I did enjoy it. I like that story. I think it's really good. And now we're on to the final roll of the game. Yay. Okay, here's the final roll. Doesn't really matter what we get because we're at the end. Boom. Oh, Glad we didn't get that 2 last time. I would have been really sad. But here we are. Whew. Let's go pick our final book. Okay, so the final spot is a free pick, and I can't believe we won this game. This is actually kind of crazy. I'm pretty tired, but I thought what might be fun is to just go onto my library and see what audiobooks are available now and just pick one. Obviously, I'm going to pick a relatively fast one. I'm not going to pick a super long one because I am going to get some sleep this morning. Only a few hours, obviously, but I am going to take a little nap. So let's see what we have. The Women by Kristen Hanna, way too long. We're not going to go there. James by Percival Everett, a retelling of the adventures of Huckleberry Finn. That sounds interesting. Maybe. It's only 8 hours long, so that's a possibility. The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I did read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, so that's a possibility. I feel like thrillers are really easy to read. It's only 9 hours long, so that's an option. There are more. I'm just kind of telling you the ones that catch my eye. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is one that I kind of have been interested in. This is another thriller. I think thriller might be the way to go on this one. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. You know, I don't really feel like I'm in the mood for that right now. You know, I think I'm going to go with a thriller, and I think I might do The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I am going to go with that one. That sounds interesting. It's reasonable length. I can definitely get through it and win the game. So that's the one that we're going to choose. I'm excited that we're going to win, even though we hit 2 black holes. It was honestly a mean but nice this game. I don't know. It was a weird game, but it was really fun. Okay. I will see you all at the end when we go over all the books, but I feel very confident that I'm going to win. Okay, it is now, what time is it? It's really close to 5. It is 4:45, and I have finished The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I really enjoyed this book. I liked the mystery. I liked the way the different timelines were kind of integrated in together. I liked the twists in this book. I will say it really was annoying how not smart our main character was. I mean, the number of red flags this girl was just like, it's fine. Oh no, like I'm like, they're everywhere. Like, it's crazy. But other than that, I did quite enjoy it. I liked the ending. I feel like her epilogues are so good. Like, that's the best part of the book for both of her books so far. And of course, it was a thriller, so it was really easy to get through, really easy to binge. Like, my brain didn't have to work really hard, but it was still kind of enjoying the different twists in the story that was going on. So yeah, this was a perfect book to end on, I think, because I was invested and I'm pretty tired, but I didn't feel like I was dragging reading this book. So that is the end. Now let's talk about the stack of books that I have from this readathon, because there were 9 books this readathon, 9. And granted, one was a short story and one was a novella. I do understand that, but still 9 books. So here are the ones that I do own. I have, that one was sliding. I have A Pirate's Life for Tea for a free pick, Hemlock and Silver for a 5-star prediction, Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians for a free pick, Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians 2 for a higher or lower pick, Shadows for Silence in the Forest of Hell for a fantasy book. And then the ones that I do not own, we have Powerful for a free pick. Man, so many free picks. The Boyfriend for like the final spot free pick. Unraveled for a black hole pick. And Paladin's Grace for a black hole pick. That's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So this was an extremely productive reading weekend for me. There was only one novella and one like short story. The rest were actual books. And now none of them were super long, right? I didn't have chunky fantasy on here like I do sometimes when I have the time for that. But I mean, these are solid length books that I read. I felt really good about my reading this weekend. It was crazy how mean yet nice the game was to me. I mean, I don't think I've ever had this many free picks ever in a game. I had 4, including the final spot. That's crazy. I do think that I need to maybe adjust the spinning time on the wheels, because I think we got 2 free picks on Sun. And do you remember the time, those of you who've been around for a while and like have been watching these videos, do you remember the time where we got book over 500 pages like every single readathon, it felt like? I think I need to make some adjustments to the wheel, because I think that might affect it. But I'm not mad about it on this one, because I definitely needed those free picks in order to like be successful and complete this readathon. But I did it. I won. This was one of the most challenging readathons that I've had in a while, but I actually feel pretty good. I don't feel as exhausted as I probably should. I'm kind of surprised about that. And yeah, just overall, this was a really fun weekend. I had so much fun chatting with my Patreons. We talked so much, especially about thrillers. I think I might start reading a bit more of those, and also like fantasy horror. That's something that I would like to get more into as well, because I really have been enjoying those. But yeah, this was a great weekend. I had so much fun reading. I read a lot of books, and now I only have 2 books left on my entire TBR for the month of September, and it's only the first weekend. So I'm thinking I'm in a pretty good spot. Granted, they are both the longest books that were on my TBR, but I still think I'll get through them, because I remember I binged Prior of the Orange Tree in a day, so I should be able to read A Day of Fallen Night pretty quickly as well. Anyway, yeah, let me know how your reading is going, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.